Hey y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button because tonight we are about to review season 5, episode 14 of Real Housewives of Potomac. Before we get into the video, I'm starting to do this subscriber comment shout out. Last video, it was Caitlin Porter. This video, the subscriber shout out goes to Tam Jen or Tam Gin, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but that doesn't, dissolve the fact that your comment was actually hidden for something. So in the last video, y'all, I referenced and I said that Wendy should extend some sort of grace towards Monique. Now, y'all, keep in mind, I don't think that Monique is, some angel. The reason why I said that Wendy should extend some grace is because she acts like she's so classy based, and then you turn around and you do something completely different. But Tam was in the comments, she responded, and she said Monique is not owed grace. She still has yet to show grace to her victim. Another thing she mentioned is that she turned what could have been a bad moment into a year-long sociopathic vendetta, and now the entire cast is swept up into her web of crazy. And I completely agree. Monique could have made this a learning moment, but this has been a year-long conversation, y'all, and quite frankly, I am tired of talking about Monique and Candace. Y'all see, I'm coming dry face AF. I just put some lashes on, barely drew my eyebrows on, got my glass of wine, y'all, because after I review this episode, I'm about to go to sleep. I almost didn't want to make a review because I just could not, waste my breath and my energy talking about Monique and Candace for another episode. But you guys, we got a little bit of newness tonight. Finally, the main source of the episode is not Candace and Monique. Thank you, Lord. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so first thing we get, y'all know how in the episode they kind of show you little clips to see what everybody is doing. And we get a piece of Monique. Monique is being super mom. She is handing out flyers, trying to get people to come to this podcast. She got the children working, trying to fill up these seats. Then we have Wendy calling people, asking if they're registered to vote. Wendy, I have been getting texts nonstop from the Democratic Party. Y'all gotta stop calling my phone. I have already voted. And y'all, if you haven't voted yet, this is the reminder that election day is coming up. Please, please, please vote. We need it. Every vote counts, y'all. All right, so the next big scene is the tea party. It looks like Giselle, Robyn, and Karen are meeting up at a super cute tea party spot. Giselle got some zebra slip and slides on, some type of fur vest, and Robyn is actually looking pretty cute. This is Robyn's look, that short hair look, the real posh Victoria Beckham, short hair, tomboyish, but cute. Robyn, that's your look. Do not slay from it. Do not come on this TV screen with another long wig. This is your look. You look cute. Giselle, of course, starts off being nosy. She is talking to Robyn about Karen, saying that she put down half of her money for her husband to get out of trouble with the IRS. Of course, Robyn isn't saying much because we all know that Robyn is currently having an issue. She owes $90,000 in taxes to the IRS. And y'all, Giselle's just about to be messy, and basically she's prepping Robyn before she gets there. But of course, she has to dress it up in concern like she always does, knowing that she isn't concerned at all. So Karen is my favorite on the show. She is smart. She sees how Giselle moves, and she handles all of their interactions extremely strategically. Nothing gets past Karen. So Karen shows up, and whenever Robyn brought it up, she was kind of like, excuse me? She then realizes that it's not really about her, that Giselle has her own set of issues, and she'll point that out later on in the episode. Giselle also pokes fun at Wendy and Karen kind of going back and forth, fun joking at each other, throwing fun shade, like they like to say on RHOP. And Karen decides not to, dig into the conversation and kind of says, me and Wendy are going to be fine. She joked about the way that Wendy walked down the stairs in the last episode to interrupt her and Candace's conversation. Now, to me, I thought it was real lighthearted. I haven't seen Karen do anything too crazy or too shady to Wendy. She did bring up the fact that Wendy is not a medical doctor, and she wasn't wrong. For Wendy to have 4 degrees, you sound so ignorant sometimes. I'm tired of talking about you in these degrees. Whenever they did your background check to have you come on this show, they should have had you have at least 3 talking points on this show. Number 1, we got the talking point with you and Eddie's family. Number 2 is degrees. And number 3 is degrees. Wendy, I don't know anything else about you. And I thought it was refreshing to have you on the show, being that you were so educated. You're a mother, that you are an African immigrant. That would have been something new to the show, but we can't get around you talking about these same 4 degrees. Degrees do not equal intelligence. We will continue to talk about that once Karen and Wendy have their discussion. Another thing that was brought up at this tea party was that Karen says that Monique's problem is something to do with her brain. Now, Karen, you were being a really good friend, but Monique is not mentally ill. Monique is stressed out. Monique knew that Candace was the easiest one to put her hands on, and she did just that. So that's where I'm gonna disagree with you there, Grand Dame. Anything else you can do no wrong, but Monique is not mentally. Next, we see Ashley headed to counseling. Now, y'all, the episode before last, there was a couples counseling session. I didn't make a review on that. It wasn't really much to talk about, but I did feel like in that session, Michael Darby was full of shit. He started bringing up his childhood and like his relationship with his father. Now, y'all, Michael Darby is 70-something plus years old. You cannot tell me that something that happened 60 years ago while you were a child is affecting your relationship with Ashley now. Just quite frankly, you got with Ashley for Ashley to be a fun girl. Now that Ashley is no longer a fun girl, you want to go out in the streets. And we've seen it multiple times. We've seen you, try to come on to the cameraman. We've seen leaked pictures of you, Michael. So I really don't feel like they got anywhere in that counseling session. However, Ashley does. And shout out to Ashley for sharing this because, you signed up to be on the show, but not necessarily for us to see all your counseling sessions. Ashley claims that she thinks that her and Michael actually made good progress. And to me, I think that Ashley kind of just wants this whole situation to roll over. She admits that, in connection to her postpartum depression, she feels as if she's just a utility. Now, to me, it sounded like she had a bunch of self-blame as to why Michael cheated. It didn't sound like, or at least from the clips that we saw, it didn't sound like she held Michael accountable for anything he did at all. She said, yeah, he was wrong, but it's almost as if she feels like she has given her husband good reason to cheat on her. And for that reason, Ashley's never leaving. Y'all, we know that she's pregnant with baby number 2. And then a few videos back, I even told y'all that Ashley was playing us with that post-nuptial agreement. Ashley was not leaving. She was playing us to try to make it seem like, oh yeah, I'm a bad bitch. I'm gonna get him together. Don't think I'm a fool, but she's not leaving. So Ashley, thanks for showing that part of your life. But I really do hope that you realize that a lot of the issue lies with your husband. As you're going through these moments of motherhood, he needs to be by your side. Not that I have any children, but I'm just saying that's what I would expect and what other people would expect. Now, another reason why I think this might be so difficult is because you guys, Michael was not trying to be a dad. I think he has 2 grown children that are in their 20s. He wasn't trying to have any kids with Ashley. Ashley was a trophy wife. And now that she's a full-blown mom, this just isn't what he signed up for. So next we get Candiace. Candiace is in the studio with Chuck and I believe Kirk B. Correct me if I'm wrong. These are 2 very well-known people in the, music industry of the go-go music that they play up there in, Washington, D.C. area, Virginia, all that, DMV. I'm from Texas. I really don't know much about that. My friend Tiara moved to D.C. and she tried to put me on the go-go music. So that's as much as I know. That little 2 days I was in D.C., that's all I know. But from the sounds of it, Candace song actually sounds really good. The remix sounds better than the original. And the part that killed me, y'all, is the dude offered Candace to be an artist on his record label. He said, would you like to sign to my record label? And she's so excited. And she starts crying. And the dude hands her a folded tissue. And she starts refolding the tissue again. Now, I realized Twitter pointed it out to me. This is what I can't stand about Candace. This is what irks me. Every time Candace starts to cry, she's always doing a pageant cry. Just cry. Just cry. Stop pre-folding the tissues, making it look cute and all that, barely catching them little bitty tears. Crocodile tears if you must. You're not really crying. That's annoying. So another thing that I want to talk about from this conversation is Candace has a voice. Candace can sing. The song is really good. But is Candace an artist? I'm not saying that she's not. Genuinely, is she an artist? Did she do her research? Did she actually sign, to the label? Is this something, like, is Candace an artist that he sees potential in only because she is a reality star? So that's one of the things that stuck out to me. Like, does he really see the talent in you, or does he see the money bag because you're on Real Housewives of Potomac? Who knows? I mean, Candace is very talented, so that's a possibility. Either one, honestly. All right, and then next we get this little bitty clip from Monique. This is all we get from her this episode. She's being super mom, and she's asking for Chris' help with things, and saying no this, no that, and it's just really funny the way that they edited things. They're making it seem like Chris doesn't do anything. And Monique is basically saying that she can get taken from her kids based on the charges that Candace has pressed against her. She can be arrested at any moment, or she can even spend time in jail. So she's taking this very seriously. And I mean, you should, but Monique, you should have known that before you grabbed that girl's hair, that was going to be a, potential outcome, was that you could get jail time. You don't just go assaulting people, especially not nobody who don't get down like you get down. So it is what it is. Now I could be taken from my family, but you were in the kitchen talking about it in front of your daughter. So it's like, girl, now you're concerned about what your kids might see whenever you done had a whole discussion with your husband in front of your kid about getting into a fight with Candace. Now, y'all, that doesn't negate the fact that I think that charges, personally for me, I wouldn't have pressed charges. We would have just been fighting. So to me, I think this is, is it really that serious? For me, it wouldn't be. Now for Candace, who does not fight, I think she's taking the right steps. Press them charges. It is what it is. Now, we all know that today, October 2020, we're in November now. We all know that today, November 2020, the charges are dropped. On to the next thing. We see Ashley pulling up at Giselle's house with baby Dean. And it's real funny because if you notice, this whole season, Ashley takes baby Dean everywhere. And that goes back to the fact that Michael's either super busy or he doesn't want to be a father, or both of them. I can't speak for this man, but to me, Ashley is bearing all the responsibility of parenthood from what we're seeing on the screen. And Giselle says, oh, do we have Dean? Do we have Dean? Everybody kind of does this fake, like, oh my gosh, it's a baby. But at the same time, they like, did this bitch really just bring her baby to another event? Yeah, so that's what we're getting. And we go into Giselle's house, and it's exactly what I expected, y'all. She got the pink accent wall. She got the bejeweled this, the bejeweled dining room chairs, bejeweled glass on the wall. And it's just giving me very much country, glam, chic. Like, everybody has that one auntie, that shows up with the big oversized bejeweled glasses. The auntie with just a little bit of money. She ain't rich, but she's the one who be going to Dillard's and Belk and all those other stores and be collecting all this like gaudy, bejeweled stuff. That's who Giselle is, and it looked a damn mess. So anyway, Ashley mentions to Giselle that she needs a vacation. And somehow, I don't remember how they stumbled onto this conversation, but Ashley asked Giselle, are you ever worried that Jamal is going to do anything? And Giselle plays it cool. She says, actually, no. I used to say, when am I going to get this call? And after that, I just told myself not to worry about it. And y'all actually believe her, because you'd have to be a fool to go back to Jamal Bryant. And the only way that you can sleep at night is by ignoring everything that has ever happened. So I actually believe Giselle. I think both of y'all have something to worry about. Anyway, I think the trip is a great idea. One thing that stuck out to me is whenever Ashley brought up the trip, Giselle asked who all is going to be there. And her main concern was Monique being there or not. And right away she says, well, if Monique comes, I'm out. And I'm pretty sure Wendy and Robyn are going to be out too. Now, y'all, outside of this episode, I like to watch YouTube videos from other YouTubers. I watch Simply Sakina, shout out to my girl. A big YouTuber I watch also is DJ Richie Sky. And last week he posted a video saying that they are trying to get Monique off the show. He feels the same way, which is why he says you'll notice that if one of them are out, like if Giselle is out, Wendy and Robyn are out. Almost as if they have made an agreement not to film with Monique. And if no one films with Monique, she's off the show. You don't get any footage. So whenever Giselle said that, she confidently spoke for Wendy and Robyn and said, I'm pretty sure they're going to be out too. So I think that's about right. They're trying to get Monique off the show. And they've already made an agreement that they're not going to film with her anymore. The only people who are not a part of that alliance is Karen and Ashley. So next, we're at Robyn's photo shoot for her hat line. She wants to get all the housewives as models in her photo shoot for her website. First off, y'all, the model looked just like Katie. Before they even said it, I was like, dang, she looked real familiar. She looked just like Katie. And it was funny because she didn't even know who Katie was. She was like, who's that? Excuse me? Anyway, Giselle shows up trying to be messy. She tells Wendy exactly what Karen said at the tea party, which was that Wendy walked down the stairs like this. And then she also brought up the fact that Wendy was not a medical doctor, so Wendy couldn't say that Monique wasn't mentally ill or something along those lines. Now, of course, Giselle flipped it and spun it and added a little funk to it, like Karen said. And Wendy is hot. Like, oh my gosh, she's talking about my degrees. Oh my gosh. And honestly, y'all would think that those degrees were the only thing that Wendy had. Wendy wears them as a badge of honor, as if this is the only thing that she carries in this world. And she prides her education, as you should. But Wendy, like I said, sweetie, we don't know nothing else about you. Nothing. Go more into detail about the family at this point. Like, I don't even care, okay? I'm tired of talking about you in these degrees. So Robyn also mentions in her little confessional, oh, it wouldn't be a Robyn event without Giselle stirring the pot. And Robyn, check your friend. They go back to show an old clip of whenever Robyn had flipped her first home and was selling her real estate property, that Giselle was starting to mess with Monique back then. Giselle does not care about anybody. I think Robyn is the only person who she is loyal to, as in like she won't start any drama with Robyn, but she does not give an F about anything that Robyn has going on. And it's clear because you have stirred the pot at two of her, you know, business meetings or something that's really important to Robyn. So Robyn, go ahead and check your friend, and not politely. So the shoot was cute overall, but what I think was super funny was that Wendy was giving me like Claudia Jordan vibes. Y'all can tell whenever a girl is new, because whenever she gets ready to address somebody or like give a read, she always comes like too hard. You could tell that she sat, you know, Wendy was brushing her teeth that morning, practicing her reads in the mirror. You could tell everything she said was delivered like, oh, I'm just gonna throw everything at you and this is gonna be the readiest read and you're not gonna be able to come back. But Karen was just like, are you done? Karen was chill. So Wendy says, it's been brought to my attention that you said I'm not a medical doctor. You're supposed to uplift Black women and you should uplift me because I have a degree, and you don't have a single degree at all. She was just coming for her like, I'm not the type of person who believes that degrees are everything. However, if you have a degree, be proud of it, get it to where you get going, but you don't always need a degree to be successful. You have 4 degrees. Karen has none. Yet, y'all are on the same reality show. There's different paths, different strokes for different folks, like people be saying. So Karen got her all the way together. She said, nope, I have not now. 1, common sense isn't always common. She says that she has an entrepreneurial spirit and that she's married. Like, come on, almost like Ashley said, I'm married to a millionaire. So not only is Karen married to a millionaire, but she has her own. So Wendy, while you and your husband, with both of y'all having 4 degrees each, are hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, Karen is like, okay. So this was just an all-out stupid argument. No, I don't think that degrees make people better than anybody else. I have a degree. I'm proud of my degree. But am I better than the next person without one? Not necessarily. We could be at the same place doing the same thing. So Karen, while she could have, you know, just written this whole thing off for Wendy, she could have just ended Wendy's entire existence tonight if she wanted to. She's smart. Karen knows that the person stirring the pot is Gizelle, and Karen knows how to handle her. She points out that anytime that something is going wrong with Gizelle and Gizelle's life, she tries to deflect and put stuff on Karen, which we've seen before in the past. Like, why all of a sudden are you worried about Karen's taxes? Why are you investigating there? Why are you worried about what Wendy and Karen are saying about each other? And it's not even that serious. She even admits, Gizelle, in her confessional that she's being messy. It's like, Gizelle, get a life. Get a life. She is the only one on the show, I'm convinced, without a life. I don't get it at all. You know, the photo shoots endings, winding down real cute, and then we get the little 2 days later screen. And we see that Monique has pressed charges in response to Candace initially pressing charges. I forgot what the technical or legal word is for that, but Monique presses charges back. Now, y'all, it's a smart legal move, because if she didn't, she potentially would have been seen as the threat or the antagonist in this entire situation. So I understand why she did it. And Candace is losing her shit. Chris is just like, calm down, like, you knew this was gonna happen. And then, oh, you guys, one thing I forgot to announce one thing I forgot to mention is at the photo shoot, Ashley announced that the girls will be going to Portugal on a cash trip. Everyone except for Monique. So now Monique pressed charges. Candace is found out, and Candace is losing it. She got her little folded tissue. She's crying in Chris's lap. And we'll see what goes down during the trip, y'all. I think that's it. Another thing that was mentioned during this episode was Candace using the hood word. She used the hood word whenever she got signed to the label in a good way. She said, shout out to the hood. Then at the end of the episode, she said that Monique was probably getting advice from her hood rat ass friends. So the streets are getting draggy on that one, Candace. They are. So you guys, down to the questions. I think the biggest question for tonight is, do y'all think that Wendy's 4 degrees trumps Karen with no degrees? How important are degrees? I told y'all, I don't think degrees are everything. Wendy has 4 degrees. Her husband has 4 degrees. They're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. The blogs are saying that they were renting all the way until a month before the show started filming. And Karen doesn't have a degree, yet they're doing the same thing. So I think it's different strokes for different folks. Success is, you know, everyone's individual path to be on. And I guess I'll ask y'all about Monique and Candace. What do y'all think about Monique pressing charges in return to Candace? I don't even want to answer that one because I'm tired of talking about Monique and Candace. But y'all, with that being said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe because I don't want y'all to miss a video. We got lots of other Housewives shows coming up. We are Salt Lake City. I'm about to talk about Salt Lake City. And then we have Atlanta coming up pretty soon. Then, y'all, my birthday is November 11th, 11/11. I'm going to come with my hair done. I might drop my Cash App below if y'all feel like being friendly. If you want to gift your girl. But other than that, we have lots of things coming on. Y'all comment below if it's another show that y'all watch and y'all want me to review. I'm starting to get time at the end of the week, and I would love to review another show. So thank y'all for watching this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.